Look, sometimes you're married to a real jerk, and then a handsome king comes along and he wants to bone you. So you figure out a way to do so because your situation is a real bummer. This is the very fun plot of an Indian folktale called The Husband's Shadow.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.
So this young woman was married to a merchant, and unfortunately for her, the merchant was a very abusive, jealous type. He had appointed a man to keep guard over his wife while he traveled to make sure she didn't mess around. Now that being said, the merchant's wife was stepping out on him. For she and the king had taken a liking to each other and they were figuring out ways to canoodle while the merchant was away. Unfortunately for the merchant, he picked a really dim-witted young man to act as his wife's guard. And one night the kid did spy the merchant's wife fooling around with the king, and after the king left, he confronted her about it. But the merchant's wife was one ahead of him. When the kid asked who the man was, the woman replied, "Oh, that was just my husband's shadow." The kid was so dim-witted he didn't even know what a shadow was. So the merchant's wife brought the boy to a mirror, showed him his own reflection, and said, "See that? That's your shadow." And the boy seemed satisfied. When the merchant came back from his trip and asked the boy if his wife had been unfaithful, the boy replied, "Oh, well, the only man I've seen come in and out of this place is your shadow." The merchant was naturally confused and asked the boy to clarify. So the boy stood the merchant in front of a mirror and pointed at the merchant's reflection. "That's the only man I've seen with your wife," he told him. The merchant laughed, and he told the boy, "Oh, well, you don't gotta worry about him. He can visit anytime he likes." And from that day on, the merchant's wife got hers, and she got it good. There's just one more day of Folktale Week 2023. Stay tuned for my last folktale for this very fun challenge.